we'll get started. But okay, so what have you been, I know last month we kind of talked a little bit, but what is your biggest struggle right now?
My biggest struggle I've found is making time for the posting and posting every day. I haven't been posting like I should be.
Okay.
And I've realized that myself. And I know last month was really hard on me, just staying focused and stuff.
Yeah. Yes. When I first started coaching, that was something that I asked Anita about a lot. I'm like, what do I post about? You know, like, and it's still kind of, some days it's harder than others for me too. The best thing that I've done that has helped me with posting is to realize I just have to be myself, and every post doesn't have to be like amazing. You know, like, I try to have one post a day that's a little bit longer, where I talk a little bit more in depth about who I am as a person, a little bit vulnerable. But the rest of the post, I mean, you want them to look good. You know, the pictures look good, but they don't have to be this amazing post. It just is a chronicle of your day and your life. So just know that you just have to take a minute and just make a post. Some people, when they started, Anita gave me this idea. I never did it because I didn't need to. But to set an alarm every 3 hours or so to go off and just say post. So every 3 hours you can look at your phone and be like, oh yeah, I got to post something really quick. Just take a picture of whatever you're doing and make a post out of it.
Okay.
And that is just it. The only reason is it because it keeps you in the newsfeed. So it keeps you relevant on Facebook. So that's the main reason. But so posting, yes, I understand. Now time, that is something that I am going to go into depth on tomorrow on our team call. So tomorrow night, I'll record that one as well. But I'm making a worksheet, and it will be done by tomorrow. I don't have it done yet, for how to plan your power hour for a week ahead of time. Because everybody's schedules are different. So I'm going to talk to everybody, the whole team, about how to put this into your schedule. The time is not like, if you just wait around and wait for you to have time to do this, it's never going to happen. You're going to be you have to schedule it in. You have to be like, and a lot of times what it took me was when I finally was able to sit down with Weston and say, I need to make this a job. What hours can I work this? You know, let's look at our schedule. And it was like a family. It was just like going to another job. I was like, even tonight at 8 o'clock, I said at 8:30, I have a call. So if Cecilia needs anything from 8:30 to 9:30, do you mind picking up the slack there? And he's like, yep, that's fine. And it's just open communication. So he knows that right now. The only thing that he would come get me for, but was like an emergency. So, hey, Annie.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How about you?
Doing good.
Yeah. You look nice and tan.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a good trip?
It was amazing.
Yeah, it looked like you had an amazing time. Now, does your mom live down there?
Yeah, my dad and my stepmom.
Oh, I didn't know that. Awesome. Hi. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. You're getting so big too. Do you remember me?
She knows your name. You've met her before.
Do you remember coming to my house?
Yeah, we went to her house. Remember?
Jill?
Yes.
Yes. Good job. Wow, you have a good memory. Remember Cece, my daughter?
Yes.
Yeah. Aw. Did you miss your mom while she was gone?
Yes.
Yes, I bet. I know she missed you.
She was really upset that she couldn't go.
Yeah. But sometimes, someday she will. She'll be able to go.
She went when she was 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she'll be able to go again when she gets a little older again, right?
Yeah.
That can be a goal for Beachbody. Yes.
It should be like on everybody's bucket list to go there at least once.
Yes, for sure. Ashley, if you don't know, Annie just got back from Mexico. Mexico, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, lucky mom.
Yeah, really.
So, we were just talking about time. Ashley was saying that she was having a hard time remembering to post. She knows she has to post and she can tell like that it's helpful to post, but sometimes I know for me, I get to the end of the day and it's like, oh my gosh, I've only posted once today. Like the day sometimes just flies by. So you can go back and watch the beginning, like 3 or 4 minutes, and see what I said to that if you want. But I want to keep going. Now, Annie, what about you? What hard things have you been coming across in the past month or so?
That was definitely one of my things, was time and like remembering to post. And then last month was just crazy, like preparing for the whole trip and then on the trip, and
Yeah.
it was a big mess.
Yes. So what do you think would help you, like the next time you have a trip? Now that you've done that, what do you think you would do to help next time ahead of time? Like, is there anything that you were like, oh man, I wish I like Beachbody business wise?
Definitely, like I even brought like my workout DVDs and everything, but we were just like always like either doing something. I don't know. I was just so focused on like my family and stuff while I was there.
Yeah.
And I guess I could have like gotten up earlier and did my own thing while I was sleeping. I mean, or stayed up later and did some work then.
Yeah, that's hard though on vacation. I get it. Yeah. I know it took me a while to figure out what to do before we go on vacation because this is life. You're going to have weeks where you're not going to be able to work the business as much. And so what I do is I try to plan out my posts for that time I'm gone, at least the big long posts, like the vulnerable post. Every day you should be putting one thing out there that's like vulnerable. Why you love coaching, how Beachbody has changed your life, how Shakeology changes your life, etc. So plan those out and try to have 8 or 9 of those really good posts along with the pictures to go with it, and just have them ready and saved in Evernote. And then have an alarm on your phone or a set time that every day at 8:00 p.m. I'm going to post this post that I already have planned out. And then the rest of the day, post whatever you're doing, and if you're skipping a workout, that's fine. You're on vacation. Everybody is allowed to skip workouts. So, and you can talk about that. You can be like, I really worked hard so that I could go have fun on this vacation. I got a few workouts in, but I also skipped a few more days, but that's why I work hard when I'm not on vacation. And people are going to relate to that. Nobody's going to judge you. They're going to say, oh, she's real. She's a real person. So don't worry about that part of it. But before you go, definitely have some posts written out, and then you can also have a list of people that have ongoing conversations with that you want to make sure to follow up with on the appropriate days so that you don't forget about them, because then they fall through the cracks and move on. So those are just a couple things that I do before I go on vacation. That way you're not working your butt off on vacation, because vacation is vacation, but it is a business, One thing to remember is we own our business. And if let's just say, like Ashley, do you work at McDonald's? Is that where you work, Ashley? Yeah. So if
Yes,
you
it is.
buy a McDonald's, you couldn't just only go in 15 to 30 minutes a week and expect it to be amazing. You got to show up every day and you got to check in. And if something's going wrong, it's up to you to fix it. And it's the same thing with Beachbody, So when you go on vacation, I know when I used to work as a dental hygienist, if the boss went on vacation, he would still call the office every day and check in. He wasn't there 8 hours a day, but he was still checking in. So you want to do the same thing with your business. Make sure you're checking in, make sure everything's going smoothly, and whatever. So that I just lost my whole train of thought. But
Sorry.
but that's a really hard thing to talk about. And you know what? This summer is coming. So I'm kind of glad that this topic was brought up because we're all going to be doing a lot more vacation. And it's okay, actually. I'm used to kids in the background, so I don't even hear it.
I know, he's just grin.
I really don't even hear any. I'm like, oh, I think she's talking to her kids, but I don't know. I don't hear her.
Yeah, he's being a real stinker.
Let me see. I know Ashley, the other Ashley, had a question. Okay, so Ashley Jones was asking how to best respond to people that are unsure and have more specific questions about cost. That's huge. How many have you guys come across that as well? Like,
Money has always been an issue with the people that I talk to.
yeah,
Like, it's
with
just
money and yep.
like, yeah.
Yep. So what you want to do is we are using our Facebook page, and I think I've talked to both of you separately about this as well. So it might be a repeat, but sometimes it takes repeat information before you actually learn it. But your Facebook page is like your education tool, is your classroom for all of your followers. So you want to make sure that you're sharing the value of what you're doing on your page. Address those concerns, everything that people are coming back to you with, all the objections, address those on your personal Facebook page. So I know I made a post just a few days ago about the cost of Shakeology, and I broke it down and how it fits into our budget and how I realized that I was actually spending less money on Shakeology, and I was, for some reason in my brain, it was okay for me to go and pay $6 for this huge salad at a restaurant that I thought was healthy, but I still think $4.75 or whatever was too expensive for a shake that had more health nutrition in it. You know, like that's just backwards thinking. And it took me a little bit to understand that. So sharing that value with your followers is really going to help them understand. And just because they don't have the money now doesn't mean they're not going to save up for it. How many of us saved up for it? I did.
Yeah.
My first time talking to Anita, I was like, psh. For me, challenge packs never went on sale then, so it was $180 for my first challenge pack. And I was like, girl, I am not going to spend $180. I thought she was crazy. But then I kept watching her post, and I was like, I really want to have that. I really want to try it. And so I had a garage sale, and I sold a whole bunch of just random stuff and made like $100. And then I had a birthday coming up, and I actually got early birthday money so that I could buy the challenge pack. And that was how I, figured it out. And then after that, I messaged her right after I ordered it. I said, just so you know, it's too expensive. I cannot continue this. I'm only going to do it once. Blah, I did all of that. And then that's fine. And after 2 weeks, I messaged her. I'm like, okay, I know I said I didn't want to do this, but I love it. How can I get it cheaper? And she's like, well, if you become a coach. So like that was the whole process for me. And other people will do that too. It's not your job to figure out how they're going to afford it. It's your job to show them the value. And if they see the value, then they will figure out how to afford it. So, but we just need to show the value up front. And that's huge. I have a whole bunch of common objections that I'll make sure are in the page or shared with you guys. There's ways that I word things to explain the cost in a simple way, and you guys are more than welcome to use those. And anytime that you're talking to somebody and they ask you a question and you respond and you think, wow, that was a badass response. Sometimes our words are good. Sometimes we're like, wow, I can't believe that it just came out of my mouth, And other days we're not very inspired, but some days we say really good things. Copy and paste it into Evernote and save it.
Yes.
And then use it again. I mean, you wrote it, you thought it was amazing and it helped. Or if you have your conversation go really good and somebody ends up ordering, study that conversation and see how it went. See the responses that you used in that conversation and use them again because it worked. So just practice. and ask us if you need any more help. So that's a huge deal. So what other objections besides cost? What else is hard for you guys in the invite process or following up the whole conversation process?
I've had, go ahead, Annie.
You're okay. Go, Ashley.
What I've found is, like, people will say that they're like that post that I had the other day, I messaged a girl. She actually hasn't responded yet, but she's always like, she'll tell you she's really interested, and then she like changes her mind.
Uh-huh.
So she's afraid to like commit to it.
Yes. I have a lot of those too. I haven't nailed down how those people, when they're ready, they'll come to you. So you just don't want to spend a lot of time on them.
Okay.
Because it'll just push them away. But you just say, okay, here's the facts, and you tell me when you're ready. And they will come to you when they're ready. But just don't push it and don't rely on them for anything. And then if they can, it's a bonus. But a lot of times people who are wishy-washy, they just like that, they just want the facts. So you just give it to them. You just say, I wouldn't just start out with the cost, but if they ask you what the cost is, you tell them. You just say, this is the cost, and this is what it includes, and I'll be there with you every step of the way. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. And then you can use phrases like I mentioned before, this is the, because sometimes you'll repeat yourself a few times. And just continue to be nice, but don't spend a ton of time, because that will just push them away. And when they're ready, they'll come to you for sure. Okay. But yes, it's frustrating because you're like, I don't know. Like, what else do you want to know? But they will eventually. Just takes time. They're watching. That means they're watching you.
Right.
What were you going to say, Annie?
Oh, what I usually do is, like, I just try to start, like, a regular conversation so I don't seem like I'm just coming at them and trying to salesy whatever.
Yep.
And it just gets to a point in the conversation where I don't know how to break it in.
Yes. Oh, I used to have that same problem. I totally understand. I would always say to Anita, I'm like, I can talk somebody's ear off. Like, I can talk all day long, but then how in the world do you bring a Beachbody, And I just had a conversation yesterday that went really well.
I can't hear you.
Well, I actually had two of them. I'll have to copy.
I can't hear you, Joe.
Huh?
I can't.
Oh, can you hear me, Ashley?
I can hear you now. I was having an issue hearing you, but now I can hear you.
Oh, I usually am not in my bedroom, so I wonder if that's why. But yes, I had two conversations go really well yesterday where I started out just, hey, girl, what's up? Well, I'll have to copy and paste those and show them to you guys so you can read through how it went. But you get to a point where you start talking about work and what do you do and how often do you work? And that's when I bring it up. Because I can always say, well, I actually just left my job as a dental hygienist to work from home. And I always say, wow, that's so cool. What do you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm a Beachbody coach. And that's all I say. I'm a Beachbody coach. And they're like, oh, cool. Yeah, I've heard of that. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a fun job. I'm really lucky. And then I ask them about their job. And that always turns the conversation around. They always start saying, what's your favorite program? Or what? They just start asking me about Beachbody. And then I go into it. So you just have to kind of be more assertive and just say, if you message somebody and that doesn't come up, then you can say, well, hey, I've really enjoyed talking to you. I have this online virtual fitness group coming up. Would you want to join me? I think we would have a lot of fun working together. And there's the invite. And they say, oh, cool. Tell me a little bit about it. And you're like, okay. So I started doing these because and then you just go into the script. And then you go into the script. The biggest thing is follow the script once you get the invite out there. Stick to the script. If you go off the script, bring it back because that's huge. That script is huge. But you can say that. You can say, it's been really fun talking to you. I really enjoyed our conversation. Would you ever be interested in joining me in a virtual fitness group for added support, like we would have a blast. And that's normal. It might sound awkward the first time you say it, but to the other person, it is a nice transition. So does that help? Hopefully.
Yeah.
I know how hard that is. So when you guys, this group, there's 5 of you in this little chat group. When you guys have a conversation like that, you just type in the little chat group and you say, help, how do I get her talking about Beachbody? And tell us a little bit about it, and we'll all help each other. Okay? Because all 5 of you have always come to me with the same type of questions. That's why I've kind of brought you guys together. So you guys need to work together and help each other out. It's really fun when you get other girls in there helping each other out. I'm in a few chat groups with other people at the same levels as me, and we do the same thing. We're always like, oh my gosh, help me, I don't know what to say. And we share stuff. So you guys can be kind of like partners. And then of course I'm in the chat and I'll help too. But it doesn't always have to be from me. Other people have good ideas too, for sure. Ashley's That's cute though. It's fun. Hi, how are you? Oh, you're gonna go driving away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, away.
Yeah.
Where are you driving?
So I wanted to show you, have you guys looked at the back office, the training for coaches that's in the back office? Have you gotten a chance to look at that very close?
Yeah, I don't know how far I got, but I was doing the videos and everything
Good.
before my trip.
Yeah. That's great. So I'm going to go into the back office. I'm going to screen share, and we're going to kind of go through that because that's huge too. It's a really good place to go for education. Let's see. And I want to show you, a lot of times we focus on like rank. And sometimes it's a little bit better to stop focusing on rank, but focus on just improvement. So that's why they created the leadership ladder. Do you guys know what the leadership ladder is?
Yeah.
You've maybe seen it in your back office. I love that thing. I love using that rather than rank because it kind of puts into perspective your growth. You can see how much you grow from one month to the next, and I really like to do that. So quick, I'll show you that right now. This little box in your back office, this is your leadership ladder.
Yeah.
And right now it'll say to be determined. It kind of takes like 5 days into the month for it to like adjust to where you're at, but it will show you what all of these points, that everything that you hit last month. So then you can compare. So commission, that's how much money you earn. You can look at your last month and say, I just want to beat that number. It doesn't have to be amazing. It doesn't have to be like $5,000 a month. It can just be, I want to beat that number. And that can be your goal. Success Club, same. You can try to just stay. That doesn't tell you what your Success Club is. It just tells you if you hit 5 or 10. So if you hit 5, you want to aim for 10 the next time. Your paid rank, you always want to keep moving up in rank, but this isn't everything. Personally sponsored coaches with Success Club points. You always want to beat that number if you can, and your volume. And then this last one at the bottom, that'll be empty for a while. It's even empty for me, so you don't have to worry about that one. But it will tell you, Beachbody will set goals over in this one where it says to be determined. They'll set goals for you as like average coach that is on the same benchmark as you. Does that make sense? So I can't remember what they're all called. Let's see. We'll go right here. See, and this is why you have the online back office. So when you sign up a coach, if they start asking you these questions, you do a Zoom chat with them, you bring up the screen share, and you go over it with them right in here, because these are all the answers, all the information.
Mommy?
So you don't have to know all this and memorize it, okay? But here, we have business starter, team builder, team leader, organization leader, and executive leader. So business starter, people who are business starters are average $100 a month, Success Club 5, and a coach. So if you're at business starter, you want to make sure to be hitting those benchmarks. Once you do, then you'll be a team builder. And the average team builder is an emerald with 2 coaches hitting Success Club with 200 volume on their weak leg, Success Club 5. And you don't have to figure this out. It does all the calculations for you. So you don't have to be like, I don't know. It'll just show you in the box. But those are good benchmarks for you to hit, so you can kind of see the areas that you're slacking. Not really slacking, but that's a bad word. The areas that are weak in your business. There's different aspects of your business. There's Success Club, there's rank, there's your personally sponsored coaches hitting Success Club, your volume, and your commission. So it kind of shows you all of the areas that you want to be looking at in your business instead of just at rank. Last month I posted in the team page that I made about $3,700 last month, just over that, because I run my mom's account too. So what she makes in that account, I add to what I made. So just over $3,700 in a month, and I'm a 1-star diamond. There are some 1-star diamond coaches that only made $800 a month, and so looking at here, it'll show you the average of what the average person makes at that rank, which is what I really like to see too. It's like, okay, if I want to be above average, this is the number I got to beat. And if I am not there yet, that just means I'm a weak star diamond. If you're not, so if you're emerald but you're not making $250 a month, that just means you got to build up your emerald rank and get more coaches underneath you. And that just means you're in the beginning process of that step on the ladder. So use that as a good measurement tool as to how you're doing in your business. Because I really like that leadership ladder for sure.
Right.
You guys have any questions on that right now?
I was wondering what that weekly leader membership, it was like 500 TV something, 800.
You want to see that chart again? Is that what you want to see?
Yeah, I was looking at I was like second to the bottom. Yeah, weak leg team volume, and then emerald. It was 200 TV month. What's that?
So that is, you have, how you have your right leg and your left leg.
Yeah.
Depending on which leg you're under me is what leg is your weak leg or your strong leg. So mine is really, really easy to see because I have Anita right above me. She's a top 10 coach, so I have amazing volume. I'm very lucky. I really want to start having amazing volume to help you guys out because it is really helpful, and it's getting there. It's definitely growing. But right here where it says left leg and right leg, my right leg is stronger. It has a higher number than my left leg. So this is my strong leg versus my weak leg. So this number right here, my weak leg volume from last month was 14,000. So that means my right leg, my strong leg, was probably like 30,000 or more. And so that's the number that they go by.
Okay.
For that. Because if your weak leg, you're only as, the saying, the team is only as strong as its weakest link. Same thing. You're only as strong as your weak leg. So if you're able to build your weak leg and make it stronger, then you'll have a stronger foundation for your business.
Doesn't matter which leg is your weak one or your strong one.
Not right now. At this point in your business, you want to just add coaches. You want to just, whenever you add a coach, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. Even out your legs. Just keep them even. That's all you want to do at this point. When it does matter is when you get to be a 2-star diamond, then you can sign yourself up as a coach again, and that's called Business Center. And then you want to do that on your weak leg. But you don't even have to think about that until you get into your second or your 2-star diamond. But what it does matter is team cycle volume. Or team cycle bonus. So whenever you have volume here, so my right leg volume is 9,000, my left leg is 800. You take 200 points from your strong leg for every 100 in your weak leg. So that's one cycle. So since mine is so obvious, I always know that I have, this is 800, I have 8 cycles because it's 8 times 100. And it will take away 16 cycles there. That's a whole nother, I have a whole call, a training call on team cycle bonus. So if you want to learn more about that, I would definitely look up a call where it breaks it down a little bit more. But that's another reason why you want to know which one is your weak and your strong. How you figure it out? The best way, go to my business, my volume, my carryover volume. Okay, carryover volume. So if you don't use all of your volume every week, my computer's being a little bit slow, it carries over. So over here in the far right of your screen is your carryover. I have 1.3 million volume points carried over in my right leg. That's a lot because Anita's my upline. That's why that's my strong leg. That's very obviously my strong leg. My left leg, I only have 42 carrying over. That means I didn't use up 42 points last week for the pay period. So when you go into that, it's my business, my volume, my carryover volume. Whichever one of these is higher is your strong leg. Okay? And if you really want to be technical about it, you can add working coaches to your weak leg, coaches that want to work the business and get to the point. If you add them to your weak leg, then you're going to get more volume points on your weak, which will equal out to more money. But you also don't want to, that's called stacking. You don't want to stack one leg. So this gets really confusing. So just let me know if this is too confusing. I'm a 1-star diamond. So that means I have 1 diamond underneath me. She is actually on my weak leg. She's on my left leg. So this is my left leg. When I want to hit 2-star diamond, it has to be on my right leg. I have to, in order to be considered 2-star diamond, they have to be 1 on each leg. So if you were to stack all of your good coaches in your weak leg for volume, then they might all go diamond, but you'd still be stuck at 1-star because they're all in 1 leg. So that's why in the beginning, when you're really building your business, you want to just go right, left, right, left, right, left. And the coaches that take off, at least you'll have a few coaches on each side taking off. So you really don't want to stack a leg until you're very far into the game. Like Anita could probably stack a leg if she wanted to, but even then, you just never know. Anita's had times where she's gone from 10-star diamond down to 4-star in a week. You know, that would mean 6 diamonds lost their rank in 1 week. So you don't want to stack a leg because that could happen. The whole leg can go. So that's why we just say left, right, left, right, left. Focus on that. And when your business starts really booming, then we'll talk about strategizing it. But for now, that's all you have to do. So news and training, you go to that tab, you go down to training. I still use this all the time. All of those emails for new coaches, my whole 2-week training system came from here, this getting started tab. I went in there, and whatever they had in here, I put into my email. That's exactly what I talked about in my email. And then coach. Whenever I am doing a getting started right call, this is what I talk about. All of this stuff in my getting started right call. When I have somebody that I'm talking to that's Emerald, today what I did was went and looked at all this Emerald information, because that's kind of, even if you're not an active Emerald right now, everybody in this group chat is pretty much Emerald knowledge. I guess it's a good way to do it. I know you can all be there tomorrow if you wanted to. So I went and looked at all of this and said, okay, this is kind of stuff that you guys need to know right now. So go in here and really search and really look. Download everything. Start using it. Trial and error. If you use something for a week and you hate it, then don't use it again. Find something that works for you. There's tons and tons of different tools, like the business activity tracker. Definitely download that and try it and see if it helps you stay on track during the day. It's just a daily to-do list, basically. And every day you just fill it out and make sure you did it all. Super simple. I love this. I used to do this all the time. Now I have it basically the same thing into a spreadsheet, because I like spreadsheets. I'm definitely the spreadsheet queen. But I used to fill this out with pen and paper every day, because I could take it to work with me. So I would fold it up and put it in my purse, and it would get really, really nasty by the end of the week, because it would go to work with me and go everywhere. And whenever I would do something, like invite somebody, say I was in the bathroom at work, I'd be like, okay, let me just quick throw one invite out there. So I'd call my phone out, throw an invite out, put a little check mark in the invite section, so I remember, and then go back to work. And then literally that is what I would do all day. So this was always in my pocket. So by the end of the week, it was disgusting. There were notes all over it. But it was what I used all the time. So go in there and look at all of these things and use them. Watch these trainings. This is how you learn, for sure. And if you watch one of these trainings and then you need additional help, then you come to me and say, hey, I just watched this training video. I'm a little bit confused about this, or whatever. And that's what I'm here for, and all the other coaches. But use this tab for sure. So what other questions do you guys have? Nothing really? That's okay if you don't. I think we've gone over a lot, so I don't want to really be too in your face tonight. But I just wanted to get you guys on the phone. I miss you guys. I miss seeing you guys. I feel like I haven't seen you all in forever. So this is exciting. We have 5 minutes left. So while we're talking, if it gets cut off, then we'll continue in the chat. But just know that it's normal. Everything that you're doing, everybody is different. The worst thing you can do is compare yourself to other people. There are so many people in this business that have been successful, and they've all gotten to where they are in a different way, in their own way, So if it works for one person, and say you watch a training video by Anita, and what she taught you in that video isn't working for you, it doesn't mean you're a failure or you're not going to figure this out. It means that system doesn't work for you. Find somebody else who has a system that does work for you, or create your own. And just do it. Just be consistent and just do it. It will work. You will learn. You'll make mistakes. I promise you'll make mistakes. And you'll have to come to me oh my gosh, what do I do? I just told this girl it was 160 and it's really 180, and, whatever. You're going to have all these mistakes that even I still make. And that's okay. We'll work through them and we'll figure it out. But those mistakes are how you learn, for sure. That is exactly how you learn. And that, when you have your team and you have calls like this with your team members, you'll be able to help them. You'll be able to say, I did the same thing. And you literally will have done the same thing 5 times. And you'll be able to help them through it. And that's huge. Okay? So write those things down. Whatever you do, try to make it duplicable, able to duplicate it, however you say that word, so that you can teach it to somebody else. So if you figure out a system that works for you, write it down and put it in a way that you can teach it to somebody else. Because when you have your team calls, that's what you're going to be doing, is teaching them exactly what you do so that they know what to do. Okay? Which is kind of exciting. Kind of fun to do that. That's my favorite thing to do. Like, create a system and then teach it to people. I'm like, I love running challenge groups and helping people, but my favorite thing to do is help people with their business. And you guys will all find that's really fun too. So start doing that now.
Like, I have a lot of people, like I told you I was going to try to do like a free one where just like anybody and everybody come in.
Yeah.
But like with a regular one where I'm trying to people into the Beachbody programs, and there are still other people who like want to be in it. Like, let those people to your groups, even if they did this.
I let them in as long as they have a Beachbody program. So even if they have one that they're borrowing from somebody else, I let them into my lifetime group. Because with that app, once you send them a link to join your app, they are signed up as your customer. So if they ever do decide to purchase, it'll go to you. But everybody has to at least be doing a program, a Beachbody program. If they don't have a program, then I get them into my free groups and do the best I can there. But that's what free groups are for. Like a free cleaning group. That's huge. I have a whole list of people that I'm going to invite to my next free cleaning group that I've already talked to. I always have ongoing lists for everything. So I know exactly who I'm inviting before I even get to invite them. But yeah, you can do it. You can do it however you want, though. You literally can. You can do a free fitness group. If people want fitness that you're talking to, do a free fitness group and just post YouTube fitness videos every day. Like literally, that would be fun. That'd be really fun. So you do whatever you want. It's your business. But don't sell yourself short.
And you have like Cecilia. I see you working out with Cecilia a lot.
Yeah.
Like, because I want to do my workouts like in the afternoons.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like where I get like my best results. That's when I feel like I can, totally nail it. But Blake,
does he have his own stuff? 1 pound weights and resistance bands?
Yeah, he has it all.
To say that saves me with Cece. Five Below, I just get all the workout stuff. She has her own clothes, her own shoes. She has a whole setup right next to me, so she thinks it's cool. But otherwise,